Evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I'm Ila Susan with the news. First, the headlines. Nagaland Cabinet revises ILP norms and constitute commission to review job reservation policy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Ahmedabad crash site, holds review meeting with top officials. Eviction drive conducted at Dipubar village under Chumukedima district to clear illegal encroachments on Dimapur airport land. And Directorate of School Education felicitates meritorious government school students. And now the news in detail. Nagaland Cabinet had a meeting at the Chief Minister's residential complex, Kohima, to discuss crucial issues such as Eastern Nagaland People's Organization's FNT issue, inner line permit implementation, job reservation, absorption of assistant professors, and ongoing gas pipeline infrastructure development. Briefing the media at a press conference after the meeting, Cabinet Ministers and government spokespersons Temjin Imna Along and CL John highlighted a detailed account of the discussions held and subsequent decisions at the Cabinet meeting. Minister of Forests CL John stating on the issue of ILP enforcement and reforms, particularly in areas such as Dimapur, he said that the Home Department briefed the Cabinet on the current status and said that the Cabinet has decided to strengthen and streamline the ILP system. He also said the Cabinet also directed the ILP online application portal be made more inclusive. The Cabinet approved employer certifications submitted during ILP applications, which have to be accompanied by supporting documents from landlords or house owners to ensure verification of residential details. Minister Imna Along, stating on job reservation policy, said that the Cabinet agreed in principle to constitute a commission to examine all aspects of the existing job reservation policy. Issues on gas pipeline projects and ENPO was also highlighted during the press conference.
The Cabinet was briefed by the Home Department on the present status of the enforcing the inland permit ILP in the state. After thorough discussion, the Cabinet decided that the ILP implementation and where Dimapur may be follow further streamlined as under. Number 1, the ID card of the concerned employee is enough for the family and department dependents of the central public state government employees in lieu of ILP.
Narendra Modi visited the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital in Gujarat this morning and met those injured in the Air India plane crash, which claimed the lives of 241 people. He extended condolences to the bereaved families. Prime Minister Modi said the government understands their pain and also knows that the void left behind will be felt for years to come. The Prime Minister also met the lone survivor of the Air India plane crash, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, who is a British national of Indian origin and is currently undergoing treatment at a local hospital. Prime Minister Modi also visited the plane crash site and said the scene of devastation is saddening. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said he met officials and teams working tirelessly in the aftermath. Prime Minister Modi said his thoughts remain with those who lost their loved ones in this unimaginable tragedy. Later, Modi held a review meeting in Ahmedabad. He is also a family member of former Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, who lost his life in this tragedy. The identified bodies from the plane crash are being handed over to relatives after the post-mortem. So far, 6 bodies have been handed over to the family members. In related news, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that he is in touch with his counterparts from the United Kingdom, Portugal and Canada in the aftermath of the Air India flight A1171 crash in Ahmedabad, which claimed 241 lives. He expressed profound condolences and offered fullest support in this hour of grief. He had earlier thanked all foreign leaders and governments for their condolences at the tragic loss of lives in the Ahmedabad air crash. The Air India Boeing 7878 Dreamliner, operating as flight A171 from Ahmedabad to London Gatwick, crashed shortly after takeoff on June the 12th. Among the deceased were 53 British nationals, 7 Portuguese citizens and 1 Canadian national, making the tragedy an international one. The Ministry of External Affairs has since been coordinating with the affected countries, offering full assistance with identification, repatriation and communication with bereaved families. Authorities from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation and Air India are cooperating with international agencies to determine the cause of the crash. The sole survivor of the Air India plane crash that killed more than 240 people said that he walked out of a broken emergency exit after the aircraft hit a medical college hostel in the city of Ahmedabad. Ramesh Vishwash Kumar, who police said was on seat 11A near the emergency exit and managed to escape through the broken hatch, was filmed after Thursday's crash, limping on the street in a blood-stained t-shirt with bruises on his face. Police said some people at the hostel and others on the ground were also killed in the crash. Rescue workers were searching for missing people and aircraft parts in the charred buildings of the hostel today. Vishwash Kumar said the plane appeared to come to a standstill in mid-air for a few seconds shortly after takeoff, and the green and white cabin lights were turned on. He said he could feel the engine thrust increasing, but then the plane crashed with speed into the hostel. Doctors said that he did not sustain any major injuries. In other news, in accordance with directives from the Office of the Commissioner Nagaland Kohima and in pursuance of the judgment order dated May 27, 2025, passed by the Guwahati High Court, an eviction drive was conducted today to clear illegal encroachments on Dimapur Airport land at DAG number 38 and 40, Dipupar village under Chumukedima district. The eviction was carried out based on the Commissioner's letter and a subsequent order from the Deputy Commissioner of Chumukedima. Briefing the media, Deputy Commissioner Dr. Polan John stated that despite repeated notices and an extended timeline, 22 identified evictees had willfully failed to comply with the original eviction order dated December 21, 2019, issued under Section 6I of the Act 1971 and a further extension dated December the 11th of 2020. He noted that the evictees were also granted approximately 14 days to vacate the premises following the quashing of a temporary injunction by the Guwahati High Court. Dr. John said, adding that a total of 17.9 acres of airport land has been cleared. The eviction involved the demolition of various illegal structures, including both reinforced cement concrete and thatched houses. The district administration maintained that all due legal processes has been followed prior to the operation.
Of the Act.
In more state news, the Directorate of School Education Nagaland felicitated the meritorious government schools and students of the recently declared HSLC and HSSLC results in a program held today at the Morung Conference Hall, Directorate of School Education, Kohima. The advisor, School Education and SCERT, Dr. Kekril Hyome, acknowledged and congratulated the students, teachers and schools for upgrading themselves, making it possible to achieve success today. He said that the notion of government schools is changing its perspective to a brighter side in education. Hyome also stated that the school education is targeting on bringing back 1 lakh students into the government schools by 2030 with a radical approach in engaging the community where all the teachers, parents and students will be engaged. He urged the students to work hard and be sincere in their studies and become great personalities contributing to the society. Commissioner and Secretary, Department of School Education and SCERT Kevile Nwangami congratulated the students and teachers of the schools which have come out with 100% pass results and also those students who have secured a distinction in different subjects. Excuse me. She encouraged the students to work harder and smarter and to assert themselves to carry forward to the next level with confidence. Certificates to the meritorious students and schools who passed 100% pass results were given away during the program. 20 high school leaving certificate schools and 3 higher secondary school leaving certificate schools were acknowledged for their 100% pass results. Union Ayush Minister Pratap Rao Jadhav has highlighted the Narendra Modi government's sustained efforts in promoting yoga as a transformative wellness practice across the globe. He spoke about the achievements of the government in the last 11 years, including India's significant leap in the institutionalization of yoga from the creation of the Ministry of Ayush in 2014. He also elaborated on pioneering technological interventions such as Y-Break at the workplace, a 5-minute guided yoga module designed for professionals to combat work-related stress. Israel launched wide-scale strikes against Iran today, targeting nuclear facilities, ballistic missile factories and military commanders in what officials describe as the start of a prolonged operation to prevent Tehran from building an atomic weapon. The attacks represent a dramatic escalation in tensions between the two adversaries and have thrown the Middle East into chaos. The Israel Defense Forces said the operation, titled Rising Lion, involved strikes against dozens of military targets, including the country's nuclear program. Israeli military officials indicated that more than 200 fighter jets participated in the operation, which targeted locations across Iran in the early hours of Friday morning. The attacks killed Major General Hossein Salami, the head of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Israeli forces also claim to have eliminated other senior Iranian military commanders, dealing a significant blow to Iran's military leadership structure. As head of the Revolutionary Guard Corps, Salami was one of Iran's most powerful military figures, overseeing the country's most potent military arm and reporting directly to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The strikes targeted Iran's main uranium enrichment facility at Natanz. Through the International Atomic Energy Agency reported no increase in radiation levels at the site following the attacks. And now let's take a look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 39 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 34 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 37 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Tuensang had a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Phek had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
To end the news, here's a recap of our top stories. Nagaland Cabinet revises ILP norms and constitute commission to review job reservation policy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Ahmedabad crash site, holds review meetings with top officials. Eviction drive conducted at the Pubar village under Jammu Kedima district to clear illegal encroachments on Dimapur airport land. And the Directorate of School Education felicitates meritorious government school students. And with this, we have come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.